Medivh is arguably one of the most powerful characters to ever live in the Warcraft universe. So much is known, but there are so many questions left unanswered, a lot of those coming from his home of Karazhan. How is the former Guardian of Azeroth relevant in the current expansion, and when will he return? What was Medivh onto that took him away from Azeroth? What did he know? Make sure to comment below with your thoughts on what Medivh was doing and when you think he'll be back. Okay, so Medivh is the son of Agwin, the previous Guardian of Tirisfal, and inherited the power from his mother. When he was born, Azj-Kahet had transferred his spirit into Medivh and laid dormant. While he later bestowed the title of Guardian onto Khadgar at the end of Legion, it was in title only, saying that Khadgar had all the power he would ever need. It was his heart and courage that would make him a better Guardian for Azeroth. But while that is all well and good, he did not give him his power. His was enough for this world. I think Medivh's power was beyond that now. At the end of Legion, Medivh talked about being needed elsewhere, but we never found out where he went. What was his new purpose? When he left during the Legion expansion, he had some choice words to leave with us, and left the current Guardian to ponder them. Medivh said,
"What to say, Medivh?"
Enough sentiment. Hear these words before I depart. It may be simpler to shut a door than to pass through it, but sometimes a step into the unknown is required to break the bonds of fate. There is much that lies ahead for all of us. Farewell.
Now this is coming from the all-powerful that had been holed up in his tower researching something that no one else could comprehend. Just as a side note, he previously had the spirit of Sargeras reside within him. Sargeras was a Titan and would have known everything they knew. How much of this was transferred to Medivh, we do not know. But with recent developments with the War Within and Dragonflight, we are learning more about the Titans, and Medivh was already on their trail. From Legion until now, Medivh has not been seen. The only possible sighting is in the Shadowlands. Some say this was Khadgar, but I believe this was Medivh. While Khadgar did appear in the Shadowlands later, he says he had only just arrived. This makes me think more that Medivh was popping in to see what was happening in the Realm of Death. Now what was he studying? In the Return to Karazhan raid during Legion, we go into a room called the Guardian's Study. On the first level, we are literally surrounded by books on top of books, which has an open ceiling to the floor above, where all the goods lay for today's video. As you get to the top of the stairs, you come across floating planets that he has been researching. In the centre, most notably as it is a huge centrepiece, is Azeroth, true enough to the maps of the time of Legion. Now surrounding this depiction of Azeroth are 9 smaller planets. 2 of these seem to look like Azeroth but with different weather patterns. The other 7 though don't show much at all. Now my running theory here is that the 9 smaller planets are other Worldsouls. If the other Worldsouls have become Titans already, this matches. There are 9 canon Titans: aman'thul, Aenar, Norgannon, Golganath, Khaz'goroth, Agramar, Sargeras, Argus, and an unnamed Titan that was destroyed by Sargeras. There is a 10th which would be Amethyst, but she isn't canon as she is only seen in Hearthstone, so I'll leave her off the list. Now let's address the elephant in the room. In his depiction of Azeroth, it is much bigger than the others, making it supreme, the Prime Worldsoul. It shows the Titan rings already around Azeroth though. Did Medivh know that the Titans had imprisoned Azeroth? The rings have what I'm going to assume are Titan runes on one side of them, which again fits what we are finding now. We've seen it with the Primal Incarnates and the Titan Disc memories we are currently uncovering. It would seem that Medivh is all over this Space Wizard research and has come to a lot of these conclusions already. Now while he has been researching this, we still don't know what he's up to right now. Is he going through all these worlds looking for a way to defeat the Titans to protect Azeroth? Is he looking into the origins of the light and the void? He did fly off into the Twisting Nether. Is he chasing insight on the Voidlords? Or is he now looking for Sargeras? He knows his power and that out of all the Titans, he is the one that will do what is needed to stop the void. I can see it now, the last Titan. Medivh portals in with Sargeras and Illidan by his side. That'll make the Titans and the Voidlords quiver. Or is he getting his badass powered up to come back and save Azeroth with the current Guardian? I think it's pretty safe to assume that he is coming back. When is the real question though? Will it be in time for Midnight, the last Titan, or further down the track in our next saga? I've also got to say, if you haven't been to the Return to Karazhan raid before, I definitely recommend it. It is one of my favourites to dive into for lore, but also just a different kind of experience that is fun. With that, thanks for watching, and remember to hit subscribe and drop your comments below on what you think is going on, and if we will see Medivh coming back soon.